Here in 2019, I think a lot of people expected things to move in the right direction for Bethesda moving forward with Fallout 76. I mean, I think a lot of people just don't believe that it can get worse or keep going how it's been going. But some people are guaranteeing now that Bethesda will turn around Fallout 76 in a year or two, like No Man's Sky or Rainbow Six Siege or the many other examples I could list off. We've seen great comebacks over the years in gaming, and I agree Fallout 76 likely will improve with time, but deep down I know that this game will never be great because there are fundamental problems that cannot be fixed in a small update or patch. Fallout 76 certainly will improve, but to be truly great, Bethesda would need to pour in a ridiculous amount of resources, and judging by these first few months since release, it doesn't seem that will happen. Interest in Fallout 76 is dropping, first impressions matter, and they were pretty terrible, and you have to wonder, is it worth saving Fallout 76? And honestly, I'm not too sure at this point. Bethesda Game Studios Austin likely is the developer running the show now and likely is the only one working in the game as Todd Howard, and the other branches of Bethesda Game Studios push their attention to Starfield, and then the Elder Scrolls 6. Now I will say I am happy that Bethesda is continuing with nice big patches and updates fixing the many issues that plague Fallout 76, but the problem I'm starting to see with these fixes is the creation of new bigger problems. But first, I do want to briefly mention the whole dev room mess. If you haven't heard, there's a secret room some players have been able to access which contains every single item in the game, as well as some unreleased content and a human NPC named Whoopi, who likely is only there for testing reasons. Poor Whoopi. But this room reportedly was found weeks ago, but it appears those who found it originally were being very quiet about it, as apparently players would go into the room to snatch the valuable items to sell on marketplaces like eBay. Only as of the last week or two did this room start getting more attention, which led to Bethesda taking action. See, the problem with the room is that this can't be accessed through normal gameplay. Like in Fallout 4 and I believe Skyrim, if I recall correctly, there was an actual dev room you could enter by typing in a code into the game's console commands. These rooms also had every single item, but the difference is, those are single player games. This is not. The Fallout 76 developer room though could only be accessed by hacking into it, so Bethesda did make getting into it a little bit more complicated, but clearly their efforts did not work. Now since this room started to gain more and more attention, Bethesda has figured a way to encourage players not to try and hack into the room, because if you do, automatically your account will be flagged and you'll be banned. The message players are receiving now from Bethesda is, "Greetings, we would like to reach out to you concerning this Fallout 76 account. Our records indicate that a character or characters on this account appear to be in a corrupted and or unusual state at this time. This form of character corruption is typically seen after a character has visited an area within the game which is not typically accessible via normal gameplay. And in an effort to ensure the integrity of these characters and the account as a whole, we have temporarily suspended this Fallout 76 account. Although players are getting around this ban by creating new accounts, going into the room, and before they get the ban hammer, they transfer the valuable items to their actual main accounts, which so far seems unaffected. Look, at every turn, Bethesda finds a new way to surprise me. Judging by how fast it seems some players were able to gain access to the supposed secret room before it gained public knowledge, it does make me wonder how much of the items floating around on eBay and other sites come from this room. Just another blunder by Bethesda. I'll say that the fact that this room is even in this game is bizarre. Bethesda can claim it was intended to be inaccessible, but players still found a way to get in, and I just wonder why not make it that anyone from day one who enters into this room will have their accounts flagged or banned. That probably should have been the backup plan implemented, but then again, everything about Fallout 76 was rushed, so me expecting something like a plan from Bethesda is kinda unrealistic. Interestingly, we did get our first look at the mysterious lunchboxes that were found in the game's code. This comes via YouTuber Juicehead, and it works pretty much as one might expect. This was supposedly found by someone who accessed this developer room. They sent the footage to Juicehead, and these lunchboxes have a description that reads as follows: "Start the party, open near your friends so everyone can enjoy." And here's the animation of the lunchbox being opened. Now the issue that I have with these lunchboxes is that based on some of the investigative work done into the game's code before, it was found that some of the effects that these lunchboxes have affect gameplay. In this particular footage, it was said by Juicehead that the only effect right now is creatures exploding into confetti, which is fine. That was also in the game's code. Although again, based on the game's code, Bethesda was or is planning to have various types of lunchboxes with different effects, like a radiation resistance bonus, a damage bonus, a carry capacity bonus, bonus, and an XP boost. It appears if this is being implemented as something exclusive to the Atomic Shop, it certainly is not something that will go over well with everyone in the Fallout community. The problem I envision with Lunchboxes is how they have worked in past Fallout games, which may be Bethesda's overall plan with this. Looking to games like Fallout 3 and 4, these Lunchboxes featured randomized items inside, and judging by the images of these Lunchboxes found in the Fallout 76 game files dating back to the beta, there is not different types of lunchboxes specifically saying what boost or bonus is given, which leads me to believe that acquiring a lunchbox comes with a randomized chance at maybe getting a damage boost or just funny animations of creatures being killed. No matter what, this does not look good. Obviously, this isn't like Fallout Shelter, which I had previously theorized, but even if you can find these lunchboxes in the world of Fallout 76, it's going to rub people the wrong way. But remember, these lunchboxes are in the game's files under the Atomic Shop tag. They were intended to be sold, and if these lunchboxes do get implemented in the coming weeks or months, Bethesda would be breaking their promise of keeping Fallout 76's Atomic Shop cosmetic only. Anyway, things certainly can change, but these lunchboxes work a little different than I expected. Having all your friends come over to you, open the lunchbox in front of them to receive the booster effect is something that could work as a non-Atomic Shop item, but again, that was not, or maybe still isn't, Bethesda's intention. Anyway, let's continue on. So in my last video discussing Fallout 76, we broke down how some players have for weeks been exploiting a duplication glitch, which allowed them to gain ridiculous amounts of valuable resources. As you can see in some of these screenshots, you have players' inventories holding thousands of valuable serums, millions of bulk leather and wood, as well as just tons of bobbleheads. Now, the reason why bobbleheads have been targeted by duplicators is because using another glitch which revolves around the curator perk's effects not running out, it allows gameplay to become much easier, although it has a pretty massive effect on server stability. Anyway, this glitch with the use of hundreds of bobbleheads at once gave certain weapons hundreds of thousands of damage, which translated to nearly one-shotting Scorched Beast Queens. Additionally, the key for exploiters or duplicators to keep this glitch going for hours was simply keeping this specific curator perk enabled and just logging out and relogging back in. The effects are supposed to go away after a certain amount of time, but this other glitch made it that if you log out before the effects are gone, it will reset once you relog back in. The point is, there are multiple glitches contributing to the economy falling apart in Fallout 76, with many duplicated items like rare weapons being sold on eBay and other websites for real-world money, and additionally servers becoming unstable because of all of this. This was just a mess, but so far Bethesda has patched this duplication method, but unfortunately they have not done anything about those players with 400,000 bobbleheads, and they haven't fixed the curator perks glitch. So people are still abusing the gameplay of Fallout 76, and servers remain unstable with duplicators so far not being banned or having their inventories wiped, which maybe should be something Bethesda looks into. Now, Bethesda has been taking action supposedly against the many YouTubers promoting these duplication glitches, and honestly I actually support that move. These people are not trying to prevent or end these glitches, they are simply spreading an exploit that could ruin the experience for others. Now again, unfortunately, even though Bethesda patched this duplication method, already another one has been found, which this one was a bit more of a problem because it involved a glitch which would make the server go offline, meaning everyone else on the server would be booted as well, and they would be affected. Numerous users took to the Fallout 76 subreddit to report getting disconnected multiple times, and it was likely because of this new duplication method. Thankfully, Bethesda was somewhat quick with a hotfix that stopped this glitch from taking the servers offline any longer, but it's unclear if this latest duplication glitch has been completely patched. But I mean, overall this mess just keeps going on and on. I don't really know what could be next, but Bethesda knows how to surprise us all. So I guess it's again a wait and see when another disaster will occur, because it probably will. Fallout 76 since day 0 has been plagued by bugs and glitches, and even months after launch, we're seeing patch notes of 100 plus fixes, and still many of the bigger problems remain, like duplication glitches. Each time Bethesda has patched a method, another one has been found. It's ridiculous that this keeps going on. But again, great to see issues are being ironed out, but a few more months of development and a release in spring 2019 would have been so much smarter and prevented a lot of these various controversies. I just don't understand how anyone at Bethesda thought this game was ready. I don't know, none of this Fallout 76 experience has made any sense. Every week it's another problem, and each time I think it's gotta be over, we get something like the topics that we discussed today. So yeah, the roller coaster continues, and if I had to make a prediction, I'd say those lunchboxes, which look very similar to loot boxes, could explode in Bethesda's face if they make it into the Atomic Shop. The fact that they have not been removed from the game files after all the negative press attention makes me believe that eventually in some way they will be implemented into Fallout 76. Bethesda VP Pete Hines preached no pay-to-win mechanics in Fallout 76. Except, we already know based on the game files those perk cards were originally intended to be sold in the Atomic Shop, so a few months ago I could not imagine Bethesda shooting themselves in the foot like this, but now things have changed, and somebody check on Pete Hines. That man has vanished off of social media. Someone seriously should check to see if he's alright. Anyway, how do you think lunchboxes will be implemented, and are you okay with it or not? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, but thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy this video or found any informative value, and consider subscribing for more videos like this, and I'll see you later.